All right, hi everybody. Well, it's me once again. If you saw my last video, you now know that I can no longer upload videos longer than 15 minutes. I'm gonna try and keep this in one part, but I have quite a bit of stuff to show off. So if this is more than one part, well, I'm sorry. I tried, I guess, but we'll see what happens. I guess I'm gonna start off because I've got some Blu-rays, some DVDs, and some video games to show. I guess I'll start with the video games first. I have less of those here than movies. So I got three Xbox 360 games. I know lately I've just been buying a lot of PS3 games, and I do have more PS3 games right now. But hey, Xbox 360 is still a great system. It's got one fatal flaw, but so far my new Xbox 360 Slim has been working fine. Um, and even though I do prefer the PlayStation 3, the 360 is still a great system. I mean, it's got a great library of exclusive titles, uh, certain games that weren't released for the PS3 or on the 360, such as these three games, which is why I got them for the 360. Um, and you know what? I actually think that the 360 controller is more comfortable to hold. You know, it really feels like it's supposed to be held in your hands. You know, as opposed to the PlayStation 3 controller. But yeah, 360 is still a great system, and the games I picked up were Prey, which is it's a first-person shooter. Read some reviews. It actually looks like a fun game. You play as this a Native American guy who you and your girlfriend are abducted by aliens, and basically the whole game takes place inside of the alien ship, and you have to basically blast your way through various enemies to find your girlfriend and escape the ship. And haven't played it yet. A lot of these games I haven't played yet, but I'm looking forward to checking these out. So that's Prey. Next up, Burnout Revenge. Um, Very fun game, and I'm really not much of a racing fan, uh, but the Burnout series is a lot of fun. Just insane crash mechanics. I mean, it's a lot of fun to see, just to play this and just see the cars just crash into each other, flip through the air. It's a lot of fun. And I think my favorite mode in this game, and I know I actually played this back in the day on my friend's Xbox. We rented the game and we played it. And this is just a really fun game, Burnout Revenge. There are other older games in the Burnout series. And this game was also released for PlayStation 2 and original Xbox, which is cool. So there's still other options to pick this game up. Um, it's really fun. Like for me, the best mode in this is where you basically have to take out other cars. Like you're racing, but your objective is to take other cars out, knock them off, and you get to see them crash, and you do that for points. And that's a lot of fun. So I look forward to checking that out again because I remember having a lot of fun with that. Next up is Far Cry Instincts Predator, which is another first person shooter. And I remember I had this a long time ago when I had my original Xbox. But I don't know, I never really played it that much, so I actually ended up giving it away. But I looked up some reviews and it looked cool. So I wanted to check it out again. I don't think I gave the game a fair shot. And it's got two games in one, as it says right there. It also it has enhanced Far Cry Instincts, which I'm sure isn't much. I heard it's just a kind of an expansion on the first game. But yeah, that's Far Cry Instincts Predator, which I'm sure playing that is better than watching the Uwe Boll movie. Okay, so now it's PlayStation 3 games. First up, Dead Space. It's a fun third person survival horror game. I've been playing a little bit of this. It's a fun game. It's a pretty fun game. You're essentially on a mine. I guess you're a miner or a salvager on this ship called the Ishimura. You're trying to figure out what's going on, and you encounter these really nasty looking fucking creatures called necromorphs, and it's a pretty good game. It's got some really cool atmosphere. Um, I can't say it's really scary because it's more sci-fi horror than anything else. It goes mainly for jump scares, and there's several moments where you'll find yourself surrounded by these fucking things, and you'll have to blast your way out of there. It's definitely not good to let yourself get surrounded in that because you will, you can get killed. But yeah, that's Dead Space. That's a pretty good game. I gotta finish playing that. Next up is a video game based on a movie, and I've actually heard this is better than the movie. X-Men Origins Wolverine. The cool thing about this is actually M for mature, so it's got blood and gore, intense violence, and language. I mean, this is probably what X-Men Origins Wolverine the movie should have been. More like this game. And yeah, I mean, just from the footage I've seen alone, this definitely looks way better than X-Men Origins Wolverine, and I was not a big fan of that movie. Next up is the orange box with that fucking residue left behind from the fucking sticker that I peeled off. I actually already had this for the 360, but the disc is kind of scuffed up because I let my friend borrow it and didn't really take that good of care of it. And so I saw this at GameStop used, so I just decided to pick it up. And it's a great deal. You get a ton of games. You get Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 Episode 1, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Portal, which it's not for me. I'm not really a big fan of puzzle games. And Team Fortress 2, which is a first-person shooter multiplayer only game. And I love Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 would probably be one of my all-time favorite video games. I love that game. It was such an immersive experience, and I've played both, pretty much all the other Half-Life 2s. They were on this, but I never get tired of this, so I'll definitely play that some more. So that's the orange box, and that's a great deal, especially if you're a fan of Half-Life 2. Next up is Killzone 2. One of the reasons to own a PlayStation 3 is the exclusive titles, such as Killzone 2. I enjoy the first Killzone. I've got the first Killzone for PlayStation 2, and look forward to checking this one out someday. So that's Killzone 2. Next up is a game I'm sure a lot of gamers out there have probably heard of. Some are even sick of this franchise. Me, I'm just barely getting into it. Call of Duty 4. Modern Warfare Game of the Year Edition, first one. I had the third one for Xbox 360, but I actually ended up selling it. And I'll just rebuy it later for PlayStation 3. I sold that and a bunch of other games because I just wanted to have some money at the time. So now, I guess I'll show the Blu-rays. First up, Red Scorpion with Dolph Lundgren. This is the Synapse release, the DVD Blu-ray, with a ton of special features. I mean, if you're a fan of this movie, this is the version to get. And definitely this is way better than the older release, which had nothing on it, and it wasn't even on widescreen, and the picture quality wasn't the best. This is definitely a lot better. But yeah, Red Scorpion, Blu-ray DVD combo pack by Synapse. It's a good movie. I already liked it, and got to check out some of these features because it's got a lot of them. And next up is Alien and Aliens. Don't really need to say much about that. Those are really the only two good movies in the Alien franchise, which is why they're the only ones I bought on Blu-ray. Because I'm not spending any more money on Alien 3 or Alien Resurrection. Alright. Oh, shit. Got a big stack of DVDs here. Okay. This is going to be longer than 15 minutes. I'm sorry. It's going to be multiple parts. Next up, for next three, I'm going to show All-Star the Same Guy, Denzel Washington. Got a couple of movies here that I wanted to check out, especially these first two. One of them I've already seen since recently. Unfortunately, Tony Scott, legendary director. He's directed a lot of great films. Unfortunately, he passed away recently, which is too bad. I mean, there's because I love a lot of his films. The Last Boy Scout, True Romance, I really like. Top Gun, I'll admit, I don't love the film, but I do enjoy Top Gun. Trying to think. Unstoppable, his last film, was great. I really enjoyed that film, and also this film, which is one of his more underrated ones, Deja Vu, with Denzel Washington. A really fun sci-fi action thriller. I'm a sucker for science fiction. I love stories about time travel for some reason. I really like stories about time travel, and Deja Vu was a good one. I really liked it. Not a lot of people talk about this one. Oh, I also like the Taken Appella 1, 2, 3. That was the one I was thinking of before Unstoppable. And next up is Man on Fire. Now, I saw a little bit of this movie when it first came out on DVD. I rented it, but I didn't get a chance to finish watching it. So I bought this to check it out again. So it's Man on Fire. And next up, not directed by Tony Scott, but I saw this recently, and it was a fun movie. Virtuosity, which co-stars Kurt Russell as the villain, Sid 6.7. A very fun movie. I was pleasantly surprised by this. Again, it's sci-fi, which I'm a huge fan of, and it's a really fun sci-fi action flick. Definitely check out Virtuosity. Oh shit! My headphones filled. Sorry about that. But yeah, Virtuosity. It's a good one. That one's also really underrated. I highly enjoyed that one. Next up is a film that I saw in the theater, and when I first saw it, I'll admit, I was a little disappointed. I was looking forward to the film, and I thought it was kind of, But I saw it again, and I don't love the film still, because but I definitely don't think it's as bad as I remember it being, and that is Constantine with Keanu Reeves. This is just the regular widescreen edition. I got this for $5 at Walmart. I know there's a 2-disc, and if the features are worth getting, somebody let me know. If it's worth getting for the special features, I'll definitely spend the extra money, because the 2-disc edition is really not that expensive anymore, and I love to check out some of the features if they're worth getting. Otherwise, I'll just stick with this. It's a good one. I think Keanu Reeves does a good job. The visuals are really well done. Some of the effects are really well done. I like the idea. And I definitely would have liked to have seen a sequel, because I think even though I didn't love the movie, I think really the main reason was I just thought it was a little too slow at parts. But there's a foundation there set up by the first film to what could have been a much bigger movie, and like if they did a sequel, which I would have been glad to see, but fortunately that one didn't do too well. But the Constantine, I don't love it. It still has some problems, but I definitely think I like it more than when I first saw it in the theater. And next up is kind of a hard to get Chuck Norris movie. I had to wait a while till more copies of this became available on Amazon before I could finally pick it up for a decent price. Firewalker, which also co-stars Louis Gossett. It's like an Indiana Jones adventure movie. I've heard good things about Firewalker, and there's a bunch of other. I'm always trying to build up my my action heroes collection, and one of those guys is Chuck Norris. And again, this was hard to get a hold of. I mean, on Amazon, it went for crazy amounts of money until more copies became available, and I was finally able to get it at a decent price.